Field Hockey Tournament. The following contest is being conducted under the direction of Assistant Principal and Athletic Director Mr. Mike Maltesi and Principal Mrs. Siobhan O'Connor. Sports medicine services are provided by Hartford Hospital Athletic Trainer Mr. Scott Applebaum. It is the hope of the high school administration, game officials, coaches, and players that the spectators will enjoy the contest in the spirit of good sportsmanship. Please note that the use of profanity and inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated at any student-centered events. We, the students, athletes, and staff of Wethersfield High School, are proud of our school and want to extend a warm welcome to our guests. And now, it's time to meet the teams. Competing out of the visitors' corner, coming to tonight's contest with a regular season record of 8 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie, and 1 overtime loss. Hailing from the Eastern Connecticut Conference, ranked number 10 in the Class M Field Hockey Tournament, they are the Vikings of East Lyme. And now it's time to meet the East Lyme Vikings starting lineups. Number 1, Greta Schwartz. Number 4, Sarah Healy. Number 6, Gracie Lloyd. Number 7, Caroline Doherty. Number 8, Kaylin Maiolo. Number 14, Samantha Mason. Number 15, Abigail Haney. Number 18, Bayla McCaffrey. Number 20, Zofia Mazars. Number 37, Ali Fennell. And starting in goal, number 35, JC Felix. And now, competing out of the home corner, they are ranked number 2 in the Class M Field Hockey Tournament, coming into tonight's contest with a regular season record of 15 wins and 1 loss. Hailing from the Central Connecticut Conference, they are your Wethersfield Eagles! And now it's time to meet the starting lineup for your Eagles. Captain number 2, Caroline Provost. Number 6, Catherine Bellew. Captain number 7, Logan Lucilla. Captain number 9, Emily Messina. Number 8, Emma Anzadeh. Number 11, Emma Hux. Captain number 12, Molly Bowers. Number 16, Sadie Ruiz. Number 17, Sophia Nauer. Number 25, Bella Tomeno. And starting in goal, wearing the double 8s, Julia Peacock. Before our national anthem, we'd like to offer you guys a round of applause for all the veterans in honor of today being Veterans Day, to recognize all those who are currently and have served our nation. We now ask to join us in rising and removing your caps as we honor the brave men and women defending our freedoms at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. Well, we are live on Blue Eagle News, part 2 of our doubleheader this afternoon, or now should I say this evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Catone Field in Wethersfield, Connecticut, as your Eagles are set to take on the Vikings of East Lyme High School. Number 10 comes to the nest to play the number 2 team in Class M out of the CCC. I'm Jimmy Clark, and I'll be joined by Dave Gustafson, who's running the camera, and will be providing some color where applicable tonight. How you doing after the big soccer game?
Yeah, good evening. It's an honor to be here. We're trying to get our camera angle adjusted just a little bit here. We're on a bit of a skeleton crew tonight, but we've got things set up, and we'll try to scan the field and bring all the action to you in this Class M quarterfinal. Number 2 seed Wethersfield taking on the number 10 seed East Lyme Vikings.
And so it looks like the teams are ready. And East Lyme in the maroon is underway as they'll be taking on the girls in white. The Eagles coming into this game with 14 shutouts on the year, regular season and postseason included after the 2-0 shutout against the Brookfield Bobcats, The Eagles have given up 4 goals all season, 2 to Southington, 1 to Summers, and 1 to Glastonbury, and their only blemish on the season coming out of the Central Connecticut Conference. Running 15-minute quarters here tonight. And I'll go a little bit. We'll see a corner almost immediately for the Vikings of East Lyme. East Lyme getting here off a win against Fitch in an upset game. That was also by a score of 2-0 here in the quarterfinals. It could be the final home game for the Eagles tonight, as we'll see the semifinals at a neutral site if they are to prevail in this game, and if they're to prevail on a tentative Sunday date. If they win tonight, they would end up playing possibly at home in the state finals, as this is the mecca of high school field hockey. Another corner for the Vikings of East Lyme. We'll run over their starting lineup. It's Greta Schwartz, then Sarah Healy, Gracie Lloyd, Caroline Doherty, and Kaylin Maiolo. As the corner is set into motion, whopping one just a little too high there. After Doherty, it's Maiolo, then Samantha Mason, Abigail Haney, Bayla McCaffrey, Zofia Mazars. Then it is Allie Fennell and JC Felix in at the goalkeeper's position. One scratch in the lineup for Wethersfield tonight, that being Maddie Gove. And they've started Emma Anzadeh in that spot. Emma Anzadeh was not marked down on the roster as a starter tonight, but did enter the game as such. She's starting alongside Caroline Provost, Catherine Bello, Logan Lasella, Emily Messina, Emma Hucks, Molly Bowers, Sadie Ruiz, Sophia Nauer, and Bella Tomeno, with Julia Peacock in at the netminder's position. Only twice have there been wins that were not shutouts. Only 3 times this season has there been a game that was not a shutout. And those, again, of course, coming against Southington, Summers, and Glastonbury. The only non-shutout games played by Julia Peacock, the netminder wearing the black 8 jersey tonight. We see another 8 enter the game. It will be Tess Parker and then number 77, Veronica McKenna, waiting on entry. Sadie Ruiz, a little too much contact put on there with Allie Fennell. And that brings the ball. Oh, the Eagles will get possession out of it. Molly Bowers is set to take it. Of course, we're coming right off the heels of a big 4-0 win for that boys soccer team. Dave Gustafson, we know soccer is really your forte, and how are you feeling coming off of that game coming into this one?
Well, it's great to see the Eagles, actually both soccer teams, doing well so far in the tournament. The boys have scored 10 goals and not allowed anything to hit the back of their net. A 6-0 win to start out, 4-0 today to advance to the quarterfinals, and the girls are off to the quarterfinals tomorrow at E.O. Smith, the 5:30 game there.
And it'll be Logan Lasella who brings it downfield inside, looking at a shot opportunity. Looks like we see a corner awarded to Wethersfield.
And so we do know this field hockey team performing a lot like that boys soccer team. There's a stoppage in play coming here. We do know this this field hockey team performing a lot like the soccer teams. No goals allowed thus far in the tournament, and rarely any goals allowed this far in the season. The first goal is not allowed until the September the 28th game against Southington. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games into the season. That was the 7th game on the year where a goal was allowed. Another corner going to be given to Wethersfield as that goes off the foot of a defender. Of course, Coach Colleen Boudet down along the near sideline giving out the signals, the field general of this team, and calling for a little bit of emotion offense as it came to football. Sadie Ruiz setting up on the side, as well as Logan Lasella. Caroline Provost sets it in motion. Bella Tomeno backs out. Sadie Ruiz misses on a shot, and they'll give possession to East Lyme. East Lyme had quite a hike to get up here, much like the earlier opponent of tonight's game, Woodstock.
Yeah, East Lyme with their second straight road game, the 10 seed in this tournament. They took out Fitch, number 7 seed, earlier in the week.
Goes off the goalie there on a little charge.
Just looking a little bit at the Vikings of East Lyme regular season, they scored 33 goals, gave up 28. They posted 6 shutouts, and they were held scoreless 4 times on the year.
And, of course, glad you came in with these statistics here. Even when not in your top sport, still coming out with the stats. Good man.
Well, I tell you, this number 2 seeded Eagles team is impressive. You talked about the goals allowed, only 4 given up on the regular season, 57 scored by this team. This is a powerhouse offense.
And it's twice this year that they reached their highest goal count of 6, coming October the 28th against South Windsor, their penultimate regular season game. And then, of course, again, or earlier, for the first time on September the 20th against E.O. Smith, a 6-0 win there. And, of course, they would not be defeated until right at the end of the game, or right at the end of the season, because they would not be bested until about the 14th game of the year out of 16. And, of course, it was against Glastonbury, who's not in Class M, so Eagles really lucky they do not have to face off against the only team that's beaten them so far this season, but these guys are really looking forward to trying to get past the quarterfinals for the first time in quite a while and get to those neutral site games as Molly Bowers works it forward, setting up towards, I believe, Lasella, and that will go off the body, and a nice stop for East Lyme to take it.
Yeah, so no state tournament last year, but in 2019, the Eagles also the number 2 seed in that one. They got to this point, but then lost in the quarterfinals, 1-0 to Daniel Hand here at Catone, looking to advance past this round and make a run at the state title this season.
And it was almost the exact same scenario as tonight. Another team had played in the afternoon set. It was a nightcap for the field hockey team to then lose to Daniel Hand. As there's a shot going wide. But it was almost the same scenario here. So I can't. These guys have to be wary. You're missing a few players from last year, Lorian Tupon's, Kate Anzadeh, and missing even more players from some of their even better teams, I think. If you think back 3 years ago, Zoe Kleeblatt, Summer Mitchell, girls that were really the core of this team a few years ago that if they had on this squad now, these guys would be unstoppable.
Jimmy Clark, the encyclopedia of Wethersfield High School sports.
We'll see East Lyme's number 37, Allie Fennell, hit it back into play. Catherine Bello is all over it. Bello tries to work it forward to Nauer, who's playing awful forward. And she's got the ball. Now it's up to Lasella. Takes a shot. Oh, wide of the net. And it'll go out onto Little Catone.
Nice stick work there to create the opportunity. Shot goes wide left.
It was a big chance for the Eagles getting on that rundown. And they've had some of those better moments this season. Of course, Sophia Nauer, Logan Lasella, Molly Bowers, setting up those kinds of opportunities all season long. I've had the pleasure of seeing all the home games for this field hockey team this season. They've got a very well-rounded group, but there are a certain few players that play up along the front lines that are really generating those chances, including Sadie Ruiz right here as it goes in. That's a goal! Sadie Ruiz at 6'17" on a dive a la Bobby Orr.
Boy, great effort there for Ruiz. Outstretched arms, gets the stick on the ball, pops it into the back of the goal. So 1-0 Wethersfield takes the lead, 6:17 remaining. First quarter.
Eagles goal! Scored by number 16, Sadie Ruiz. Time of the goal, 6 minutes and 17 seconds.
So 6:17 left in this first quarter, and the Eagles have jumped on a 1-0 lead, trying to avert the mistakes of yesteryear. In the same scenario against East Lyme, another faraway opponent, almost like that of Daniel Hand, as here comes East Lyme with an opportunity. Corner is going to be awarded again. And speaking of Daniel Hand, they may have the tentative date against the boys soccer team on Saturday, depending on how they play against Notre Dame West Haven, that game having just gotten underway maybe 40 minutes ago. The corner is played out towards the center, lofted in the air. Ball will go Wethersfield's way, and onto the field comes number 13, Sophie Adams. The Eagles on a tourney run throughout all teams. I believe the only team to have faltered so far in the tournament was volleyball, and that was a loss to, I believe, E.O. Smith. So E.O. Smith playing a fairly big role in Wethersfield playoff sports this year. Ooh, and it looks like someone took a shot right to the body there. .445 to go in this first quarter of action. Here come the Eagles down the field. And over to Bowers. Bowers looking to set up for the second goal. Off the body. Bello tries to get there. East Lyme on the run. Bella Tomato. Beautiful use of the stick to get the ball back for the Eagles.
Boy, great defensive work there from Tomato.
Bella Tomato as now Logan Lasella takes it. Of course, the fan section, I believe that is the girls soccer team that has formed a student section down there tonight. Of course, some of those girls on that soccer team play basketball, much as Bella Tomato does. A dual threat athlete, or a multi-sport athlete, rather. Bella Tomato has also been a goal scorer this year. She's gotten a few of them from playing a defender's position as that ball goes wide and that to the end line as Adams was trying to track it down. 3.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Played well, and back towards Tomato again. Now towards Bello. Up by number 11, Emma Hucks. Hucks getting the possession time in here. So is Bello. Eagles playing offense and defense almost at the same time. Here they come to Adams. Ball is saved. Good stick work by the netminder, J.C. Felix.
Wethersfield almost with a chance off that rebound, not able to connect with the ball. Possession goes back to East Lyme here.
The Vikings looking to try and strike. They've had a few opportunities where they were putting the pressure on the Eagles early in this quarter, especially those 3 corners that they had. 2 of them came back to back. These guys have put the pressure on, but they're just not finding the places to try and execute on those threats. Ball will go towards the girls in white tonight. Molly Bowers will take it by the 40 on a cool, crisp November evening. It's just almost 7 o'clock. Eagles trying to hang on to this 1-0 lead. And this was much like the Brookfield game where they score in the first quarter. And in that game they got held silent in the second, scored in the third coming out of halftime, got held silent in the fourth. It was really more of the same for that whole game. 2 goals disallowed on certain whistles, so could have been a 4-0 game as Ruiz sets it inward. Corner goes for Wethersfield. And this could be a threat and another opportunity at striking the second one of the evening. Uday calling for a little bit of emotion. Sub will come in for East Lyme. That'll be Julia Locklear, number 3. Looks like we'll see Provost hit this one into play. Messina lining up back there towards Bowers. Bowers, oh, nearly an assist play out in front. Ruiz tries to track it down, but the corner's cleared.
Oh, the Eagles trying to add to this 1-0 lead. East Lyme escapes that one.
Wethersfield will take the ball. Looks like they're going to start it up from about the 25-yard line. East Lyme positioning themselves defensively. To the far sideline they go. Back and forth. They work the ball. Ooh, that's going to fall right in towards East Lyme. The rebound chance, Ruiz! Oh, could not get her hands on the second goal of the evening. Back towards Bello. And that one bounces off with the final 35 seconds of the first quarter. See whistle blow. First quarter just about over. Here from Wethersfield, and again, so glad you could join us tonight. And we'll see, with 15 seconds now to go, ball being played the near sideline towards Ruiz. Got that one and only goal. She'll lay it forward as they're going to try and play it before the 6 seconds that remain expire, but I think that's going to be all she wrote for the first quarter. And it will be. That's all she wrote. 1 quarter in the books. We'll go to intermission. It's 1-0.
Your score at the end of the first quarter, Wethersfield 1 and East Lyme 0.
And so we're back here from Catone Field, Wethersfield, Connecticut. So glad you could join us as we rapidly approach our destination of the finale for field hockey. We're here in the quarterfinals. So here in the quarterfinals, again, so glad you could be a part of our evening here in Wethersfield. 15 minutes are on the clock, and 15 minutes have begun to count down. We've got the second quarter of action. Eagles leading by 1 thanks to the goal of Sadie Ruiz, who got it on almost sort of a slide. Looked a little bit more like Bobby Orr in the early Stanley Cup era. Almost a Superman goal, I guess you could say. That was a beautiful opportunity by Ruiz to strike the back of the net. 14:30 now to go in the second quarter as halftime is approaching. We get to see that ball moved in. And now coming is Logan Lasella. Lasella to move the ball by the 10-yard line, working closer. Bowers! Oh, scores! Molly Bowers! 14-12 right out of the gate in the second quarter. Eagles extend to a 2-goal lead.
And the cowbell comes out for that one. Wethersfield jumping on top 2-0. That was the final in their last game.
And that was Bowers who got it from way back.
Eagles goal scored by number 12, Molly Bowers. Time of the goal, 14 minutes and 12 seconds.
And so is Molly Bowers. That was way from the back of the field. It's the backyard, as we would say in ice hockey. Maybe even from the point. 13:42 now remain in the second quarter. And man, that goal comes right out of the gate. That is a big one for the girls from Wethersfield, Connecticut. East Lyme lining up on that 25. Back and forth. Work it forward on a little chop back there. Oh! Beautiful save made by a defender. Emma Hucks was right into the open portion of the net. Gets the stick on it and keeps the shutout going. That was a huge save by a defender. Whistle blows right there. And again, Emma Hucks, definition of right place, right time.
Yeah, great defensive reaction there. Keeps East Lyme scoreless. Wethersfield up 2-0.
Julia Peacock, almost, you're going to hear a lot of ice hockey comparisons tonight, almost akin to Martine Brodeur or the great Patrick Waugh. And a full extension was completely tied up with the scramble in front of her. And Emma Hucks, right there in the open part of the net, puts the broad part of the stick right onto the ball, clears it out. A great way to make the stop. With 12-18 and counting in the second quarter remaining as the ball is played through, tries to get it to Ruiz, does not quite get there. What a great game thus far from Wethersfield. Back over towards Tomeno. Bella Tomeno works it forward. Catherine Bello working to get there. Stoppage in play. Pick it up and bring it back. Nearly a poke by Ruiz. Ruiz will try and get it as they try to split the defenders, and the East Lyme will take possession right off of the whistle. Caroline Provost playing defense out there, as well as Emma Anzadeh. And Emma Anzadeh was a surprise entry into the starting lineup, was not marked down. I can only assume for the scratched position of Maddie Gove this evening. 11:18 left in this quarter. And we'll roll to the flag and pass the end line, and not quite any further. .57 to go. Played out. Here comes Sadie. Emma Anzadeh brings it out towards Lasella. to play forward. Back over to Anzadeh on the defensive here. Up to the 40. Oh, looks like a little tie up there. Puts a player to the ground. She gets up quick. They play almost directly off the whistle. And now the possession is going to go back towards Wethersfield with 9:50 to go in the second quarter. Halftime still on the horizon as we're nearing the end of this first half here from Wethersfield. Again, so glad you could join us for the second game of our doubleheader here on Blue Eagle News. Of course, game one, the game that preceded the nightcap, was boys soccer in the second round. 4-0 win over the Woodstock Academy. They play on Saturday against either Notre Dame of West Haven, that would be played here, or they'll hit the road to Madison, Connecticut, and take on the perennial powerhouse in Daniel Hand, the 4-time defending champs. No tournament in the past 4 years has not been ultimately claimed by the likes of Daniel Hand. And man, would Notre Dame, West Haven, or Wethersfield like to knock them down a peg going into the late rounds of the tournament. And speaking of the late rounds of the tournament, only a 4-round field hockey tournament. We're reaching the end, or at least our final destination here, as the Eagles playing in the quarterfinals again 2 years ago, now trying to get it out. It was 2 years ago we saw the last state tournament, ranked number 2 as well. Fell 1-0 to Daniel Hand in that one. Looks like Bryn Lasella going to step in to tonight's contest, but that was 2 years ago, and the Eagles quickly learning from these mistakes as they are up by 2 in the second quarter. 1 goal in the around the 5:17 mark, I want to say, maybe 6:17, and then the next goal coming at the 14:12 mark of the second quarter, and that one will roll down towards the end line. Stoppage in play as Wethersfield will take the ball right back. They'll be able to work with it just a little bit more. 8 minutes flat now to go in the second quarter. Mr. Gustafson, what have you noticed so far from the way both teams are playing?
Well, Wethersfield definitely came in as the higher scoring team, 57 goals on the season, regular season for Wethersfield compared to 33 for East Lyme. So no surprise that the Eagles were able to mount an attack. They've got 1 goal in each quarter so far, a 2-0 advantage.
See a hit laid in by East Lyme, and we do understand for first-time people watching, field hockey is a little confusing. Trust me, it took me a year to learn all the rules. And here comes Sadie Ruiz. It doesn't take a year to know the Eagles got a scoring chance. And that'll turn into a corner. But it might take a year to find out that that results in a corner. I will say that.
Good pressure from the Eagles that time. Ruiz scored the first goal of the night on a nice diving play. Got her stick on the ball, popped it in the back of the goal.
So it looks like Provost is setting up. Caroline Provost sends the corner in towards Bowers, who's gotten one tonight. Up in front, it's going to be a scramble picked up by Lasella. Ooh, kick save as it nearly was a slow roller into the net. And East Lyme trying to clear it. They'll get past the 10, and this should be enough to clear the corner now as they work it out towards the 40 along the far sideline. It's going to be a scramble for it as now the defender's getting all on top of the ball. And it looks like that was number 8, Emma Anzadeh, who's playing a massive role in today's game defensively. She's been right there by midfield, stopping East Lyme from getting too far downfield. Big step up from Anzadeh in this game. So now, and a quick little clear, not going to happen. Sent back to the far sideline. Logan Lasella, whistle blows. Eagles will play it off the whistle as they retain possession. They're going to have to send it back as they're going to have to hit it back in. Right along the high sideline there from the 35-yard line, played in towards Bryn Lasella. Whistle blows. Possession changes hands to the girls in the maroon and white. Here come the Vikings of East Lyme, and quickly splitting the defense. Almost out of a through ball as they try to work it out. Number 4 is on top of it now. That's Sarah Healy. Sarah Healy will get a piece of it. A good kick save by Julia Peacock. And with 5:17 to go in the first half, game remains 2-0. Wethersfield in command. But number 20 is back there. Zofia will take the ball. Tries to set it up. Whistle blows. Possession stays for the Vikings of East Lyme. Number 16 hit that one in. It's deflected. Back out towards Sarah Healy, who fires. Good save. Peacock again getting the full extension on that shot. They'll play this one in. Sophie Adams will come into this game, and right at the perfect moment as the ball comes right to her off the substitution. Whistle blows. Eagles will play it off the whistle. Here comes Sophie Adams on her horse and off to the races. Gets tripped up a little bit, but she'll keep possession. Back over to Sadie Ruiz. Ruiz tries to send it through, but it's stopped on a stick and being brought back by East Lyme. But it's going to be Caroline Provost who's all over it. Now setting it up towards Bowers. Up towards Adams. Whistle blows. Possession changes hands once more, and it'll be taken away by the Vikings again. Vikings earlier this season, they struggled in the early goings of things. 4-game losing streak broken up by a tie against the Woodstock Academy. That Woodstock game being played on September the 28th. They would get on a 3-game win streak and play relatively good field hockey up until the end of the season, going 2-1 throughout their last 3 games. They get a 4-3 win over Waterford, a 7-0 loss against number 1 Guilford, and a 7-0 win against Norwich Free Academy as their final 3 games to round out the season. Of course, nobody wants to see Guilford in the tournament except for at the end. Guilford almost akin to that of a college team rather than the CIAC standard, but those guys are a powerhouse. Much like the Daniel Hand of soccer, they are that type of team for field hockey, especially Class M. A lot of teams in this Class M tournament coming from the shoreline, or at least close to the coast. East Lyme being one of them. Sent up, beautiful deflection. Logan Lasella up on the charge. She's got the ball. Oh! Big opportunity will dissipate as she plays the ball a little too far out in front. And East Lyme to take it with 2:37 and counting until a 5-minute halftime comes along. Provost sends it up forward nicely to Bowers. And 2:09 to go. East Lyme plays it in. Nice stop put on by the Eagles defensive unit. I believe that was Caroline Provost who made the stop out there. High sideline. Eagles are moving with the ball, but it's off the cleats there. And play will go in the opposite direction with 1:50 to go. Of course, action inside the school this evening. The first night of the play, Almost Maine, by the Wethersfield Drama Company. They will do another performance on Saturday night. I'm sure your calendars might already be full for that afternoon, but it's okay. They've got a matinee set. Almost said matchup there. I'm in the too big sports mindset to advertise the play tonight, but they have a matinee show around 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, and we all know the CIAC doesn't schedule for Sundays. And ooh, nice deflection off a shot by Sadie Ruiz. So you can go check out the Drama Club's production. One of their
Ruiz
first.
with a nice shot there, trying to find her second goal tonight.
And Ruiz has been a superstar for this team, I will say.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
So Sadie Ruiz has really been a superstar for this club here. I mean, she's been all over the place. She can play defense, she can play offense, the definition of one of those dual threat players. And she's been doing a lot more offense as of late, and it's good to see that as Provost takes the ball off the stick. Someone goes down. And they're going to slowly try and get back up. That'll be a stoppage in play as they will get back up. And Scott Applebaum will pace the sideline. Of course, Applebaum, one of the One of the big assets to the athletic department, always there when you need them.
No question about that. Looks like the East Lyme player is up.
And after our little appreciation of Scott, we get back to action with 20 seconds. And Sophie Adams forces a corner. Now, for those of you watching for the first time, if time expires and they're still in a corner, the time will no longer matter. They will play until the corner is cleared. So it looks like time is going to expire. They're going to wait for the quarter to end, and they will play out the corner.
All right, here we go. Wethersfield tries to add to the 2-0 lead.
So the only way they stop play now and get us to halftime is if the corner is cleared. And they will say they cleared the corner. That is all she wrote for the first stanza of 30 minutes. We got 5 minutes of halftime coming up for you next. We'll be back. It's 2-0 Eagles lead. Here's score at halftime. Wethersfield 2 and East Lyme 0.
right, welcome back to Catone Field. It is Class M quarterfinal action in the CIAC Girls Field Hockey Tournament. The number 2 seed Wethersfield Eagles leading number 10 seed East Lyme Vikings 2-0 at halftime.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the field, your Wethersfield Eagles!
So the Eagles and the home whites take the field for the second half. They lead at 2-0. A first quarter goal from Sadie Ruiz and a second quarter goal from Molly Bowers have taken the Eagles to this 2-0 advantage as they look to advance to the semifinals, where they would take on the winner of tonight's game between 3 seed Barlow and number 11 Daniel Hand.
Yeah, Joel Barlow has played an incredible season. And Daniel Hand, I think, would be a nice touch considering what happened, in the last state tournament. But you never know, and it would always be a good game if you see a 2v3 matchup on a neutral site. And we are getting word that game would either be the 16th or the 17th, so saith the CIAC website. So we might see that be a Tuesday contest, maybe even a Wednesday contest, I believe.
I believe that would be correct on those dates and day combinations, yes.
So Saturday would mainly be just the boys' soccer game. Still a chance they play at home. It all depends if Notre Dame West Haven gets the win. Then they would play in the semifinals, that game again being Saturday, and I'm assuming the semifinals might be a Monday then.
That I'll have to go back to our handy-dandy chart here to take a look. The final in field hockey is scheduled for November 20th, so that would be a week from Saturday.
Okay. These guys are lengthening the seasons here.
And as you mentioned very astutely in the first half, the final is here on Catone Field.
It's been a dream to see them play on the home turf for the state finals since I started doing field hockey games. I would love to see it. And we'd bring you all the action on CastBox, our lovely audio broadcasting provider. That would be for the finals and possibly the semifinals. We'll bring you some special presentations of Eagles field hockey on CastBox, as that platform typically used for ice hockey and basketball, and East Lyme getting a big scoring opportunity here. Typically only baseball, basketball, and ice hockey getting that audio treatment there. We'll bring you some special presentations if need be. 13 minutes now to go in the third quarter. The Eagles have played a nice game thus far. Of course, being number 2 in the state kind of gives you that mental edge, I guess you could say, when you go out and you know you have the numbers behind you. And with 12:35 to go, will be Lofton. East Lyme trying to mount a attack quite late. Well, not quite late, still half the game to go, but trying to mount that offensive attack are the Vikings.
Yeah, still plenty of time. If they can get one in the third quarter, cut the lead in half, certainly would change the complexion of the game.
And Catherine Bello sends that one out of bounds. Not exactly the move they were looking for.
Wethersfield, as you mentioned, though, in the first half, a total of 14 shutouts on the season, including that last playoff game, the 2-0 win to advance to the quarterfinals.
That coming over the Bobcats of Brookfield, a team that is memorable for their game against the inaugural postseason run of the lacrosse team, and they hook each other on the sticks there. Luckily, no one is hurt. That could have been dangerous. The goalie, and I believe that was Logan Lasella. And speaking of dangerous, splitting a defender, here comes East Lyme. The Vikings are looking to make something happen on this opportunity. Eagles are trying to let it dissipate. Looks like Bryn Lasella will be coming in for Logan Lasella.
Another good defensive effort there in front of the keeper by Wethersfield, as a nice counterattack was mounted by East Lyme.
And East Lyme has been very good at those counterattacks, and Sadie Ruiz misses on that shot there. Possession will change hands once more for Friday Night Football. That game will not be streamed, so you're going to have to come out and support the team in person. I know I'll be here. That'll be the final game against Middletown. Should be a good one, as the Eagles look to go 8-2 for a second year in a row. If you count 2 seasons ago as last year, considering there was no season last year, but it would be their second straight year, or second straight season, shall I say. Going 8-2. It all depends on a win against Middletown and a win against Newington in the coming weeks. But Middletown tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kickoff. Picked up by Caroline Provost, who launches it back in there. Corner awarded to Wethersfield, and we'll see what Coach Boudet has up the sleeve. We'll see what they got cooking up. Getting set as Mr. Gustafson selflessly elevates the camera. And I do have to thank you for being agreed to videotape today's game, as quickly the Eagles are right there. Ooh! A little slide by Ruiz.
Certainly a poor substitute for the normal Blue Eagles video effort here, but we're doing our best to keep up with the action with the makeshift camera setup.
I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. We haven't gotten any complaints, so that's a telltale sign we're doing it right.
And if they come in, we're not going to read them, right? No.
Yes. Well, if I can't see the problem, then it's not a problem. It's not there.
The audio is fantastic. Mr. Clark, nice job calling the action.
Thank you very much, as Sophia Nauer breaks in to Ruiz. Ruiz! Oh! Rifles one wide of the net. Just off to the right.
Good shot opportunity there for the Eagles, trying to add to the 2-0 lead. Looking to put this one out of reach and secure their spot in the semifinals.
And that will go out of bounds high sideline. And boy, would these Eagles love to be headed to the semifinals. Of course, either Tuesday or Wednesday, they'd play the winner of Joel Barlow and Daniel Hand, with 3v11 in that game. The Eagles really hoping to get that 11 seed and continue to play the double-digit seeded teams on their road to the finale, but you want a tough game every now and then. Get you warmed up for what will most likely be another run to the finals for Guilford. And now it's sent over by East Lyme to Emily Messina. Messina tries to get it to Emma Anzadeh. Not quite going to get there. East Lyme will beat him to it along that near sideline. A little too much physicality, moves the ball the opposite direction. A whiff on a shot, brought out by Caroline Provost, sending it forward. East Lyme to get control. That one lined and cleared away. From the 50-yard line, it's number 16 who's got the ball. That being the likes. There is no 16 on my roster here. Oh boy.
That's going to be hard to match up.
Yes, it will. I believe there's a couple of repeat numbers on here, so it could be Ella Tucker, or it could be Ava Koronek, or even Samantha Chamberlain. Could be any one of those three, I'm guessing. We will apologize to the East Lyme families watching the game if we have messed up on the roster. We do have a couple of misprints and a few numbers missing, so we do our best to get that right on every game, but these were the rosters provided by the CIAC. So we're just running with what we got so far tonight.
So as the action continues here, we'll give a quick update going back to the first part of tonight's doubleheader at Catone.
Oh
where
boy,
the
I'm ready.
boys soccer team advanced to the quarterfinals with a 4-0 win over Woodstock Academy. They await the winner of Notre Dame, West Haven, and Daniel Hand. That game is into extra time, now in the second overtime period.
Oh boy.
Notre Dame holding a 2-1 advantage with just under 9 minutes remaining is the
Oh,
update
man.
we have in that one.
I'm pulling for West Haven. The Green Knights have got to do it.
That, if they were able to hold on, with them being the 13 seed, that would mean the Eagles will host the quarterfinal on Saturday. If the 4 seed Daniel Hand is able to come back, Wethersfield will have to go on the road to Madison in that quarterfinal effort.
So what you're telling me is no matter what, I'm not doing the CCSU game on Saturday anymore. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, Wethersfield's in the quarterfinal on Saturday, so whether it's here or in Madison is still up for grabs, but Wethersfield's going to be there. And girls soccer, we'll mention that. They are playing their quarterfinal game tomorrow night, 5:30 start, in stores as they take on the Panthers of E.O. Smith.
And that begs the question. I always know E.O. Smith had used some of UConn's facilities, notably the ice hockey rink. But does E.O. Smith have their own soccer field, or do they use the UConn field? Is what I'm questioning. Is that one a corner for Wethersfield?
Our understanding is that E.O. Smith does have their own turf. We would assume that game would happen there, but you never know.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I think it'd be pretty swell to be putting it on UConn turf. Right there.
You want to take this to Rentschler? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not to Rentschler. They have their own soccer field on campus. I think that would be pretty nice. I mean, I've seen...
Here comes the corner for Wethersfield.
Tomato tries to set it inward. Corner again. I will say, I've seen Providence's field, and I've walked on that field. It was decent. I can only imagine UConn's would be better. Another corner setting up for Wethersfield. And they'll send it in towards Logan Lasella. But she set it out to Bowers up in front. Diving save by the netminder, J.C. Felix, who's been doing a bang-up job in net tonight, only allowing 2 goals on many shots being faced. That is a commendable effort by East Lyme tonight. They've got some good net minding. Coming in off the play, Logan Lasella and Sophie Adams playing defense. Adams will bring it up into Lasella. Logan Lasella now. Ooh, dragging it away, really getting the ball movement. Lasella tries to set it forward. Not gonna happen. A whiff there by East Lyme, off of Caroline Provost. Ball going Eagles' direction with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. And this quarter's been getting past us quite a bit here. They'll play it back to Bowers. Bowers working forward, stolen away by East Lyme, and the Vikings will give it away to Molly Bowers. Bowers trying to run up the field with it. Back over now towards Adams. Bello now to Adams again. Or no, that's Bryn Lasella. And East Lyme will take the ball the opposite way. 2:30 to go in the third quarter. As we near the ending point of the third stanza. Of course, still after this, about, let's say, 17 minutes of field hockey are still left to be played. 17 minutes and 10 seconds if you really want to get technical. And that's all that would be left of tonight's game. The Eagles have been held silent here in this third quarter, but they lead 2-0. East Lyme has been unable to find the back of the net, but that's not due to a lack of trying. Some great saves by Julia Peacock and one by Emma Hucks in the second quarter. No matter what East Lyme has done, the Eagles have managed to thwart it. Emily Messina a little too on top of the ball, but it'll actually go off of an East Lyme player and deliver to Wethersfield. What a stop by number 1, Greta Schwartz, who was out there with the stick making the big stop, and East Lyme tries to get there with 1:25 to go. The Vikings playing defense here as Adams will bring it up to Ruiz. Ruiz has one, Bowers has one. Ruiz looking for his second. Up in front towards the goalie, not going to happen. Back to Bowers. Molly Bowers now lets one rip. And they're going to say a whistle calls it off. With 1 minute now to go in the third quarter. Time will expire. Looks like we should be going to the proverbial locker rooms 2-0, unless the Eagles are able to strike some late offense here. It was early quarter that East Lyme came out of the gate hot. Wethersfield, as the game is slowed down, they have picked up a lot more steam. And here in the third quarter, they've been doing quite all right. And Emma Hucks out along midfield playing defensive again. Hucks tries to set up and does not happen.
Jimmy, we understand that your Saturday plans for quarterfinal action in the boys Class L soccer tournament will be here at Catone.
Oh, baby! Did I call it or did I call it? Logan Lasella now sets it up as we get back to the last 2 seconds of action. That's it for 3 quarters of play. We'll be back at the fourth. 2-0 Eagles still command.
Your score at the end of 3 quarters. The Eagles lead 2-0. And gentlemen, welcome back to the field for the final time. Your Wethersfield Eagles!
So after a scoreless third quarter, the score remains Wethersfield 2, East Lyme 0. 15 minutes of action left to determine who moves on to the semifinals to play the winner of Joel Barlow and Daniel Hand.
We do have that official update now. Saturday will be a home matchup between the boys soccer team and the Green Knights of Notre Dame West Haven. It'll be a 12 versus a 13 just before the semifinals, and an approach to the finals can be made at Dillon Stadium. But back to the action on the field in front of us before we look to the action ahead of us. Sadie Ruiz tracked that one down to the high sideline. That one's chipped forward by the Viking. And the girls of East Lyme looking to try and move the ball forward out of the Eastern Connecticut Conference. Good conference for this kind of stuff. Moved up in front and cleared by Wethersfield. Ooh, taking almost an axe swing at that ball. Miss it, but East Lyme retains possession. Play it forward from the 30. Nope, they're telling him to move forward. And move forward they do. Maybe a little too forward.
Taking a few extra yards on that one, but here we go.
It's a bold strategy to run out the clock down by 2, but I mean, hey. If you like working under pressure like I do, you could have some pretty fruitful results. Logan Lasella with it by the 50. Now to Lasella. Lasella now. Looks at one. Kept in play. No, out of bounds. It's off the stick of Sadie Ruiz, who's played just about every minute of tonight's game so far. Eagles up by 2. Looks like they might recreate the result they had against the likes of the Bobcats of Brookfield as that ball goes out of play. Coach Steve Boudet gets the ball.
Nice job fielding the ground ball there.
Well, he also coaches softball, so I would assume he'd be able to come up with that catch. Him and Colleen Boudet both coach softball, so a little bit of a coaching tandem here, the Boudet family. Emma Anzadeh up to Lasella. And Lasella's a name you're going to hear a lot. We should have prefaced this before the game. She really is one of the offensive superstars of this team. Back over to Bowers as it was taken almost from Caroline Provost. Bowers sends one wide. She's got a goal as well as Sadie Ruiz tonight. The Eagles looking to advance to the semifinals. They would play either the number 3 seed, the Falcons of Joel Barlow, or they would play, I believe, the Tigers of 11th ranked Daniel Hand. That would be the tentative matchup in the semifinals. Again, neutral site would that one be. And the Bauer Power chant has begun. That's something I haven't heard. In fact, this might be the first time all year we've seen a real student section gather for the field hockey games. That shows how much importance this game has in relevance to the school and the student body tonight, as a corner is awarded for Caroline Provost and company. 11-18 and counting in the 4th and final quarter. Up for the Eagles. Trying to play in front. Denied. Let's move forward. And the ball goes Eagles' direction. With the Eagles leading by 2 late in the 4th quarter. So glad again you could join alongside us for today's contest. Myself, the voice of the Eagles, Jimmy Clark, alongside me, Dave Gustafson. Dave Gustafson, the typical color analyst for the boys' soccer team, the girls' soccer team. Tonight, a little out of the element in field hockey. Graciously volunteered to help film and do some colors, so we're going to thank you for that immensely.
Happy to be here and help out a little bit with our iPad video here for tonight.
As Molly Bowers is set to hit it in from the 20, she'll play it back. And now taken by East Lyme. Possession played off. For Wethersfield out in front. Lasella. Oh! A baseball slide stop by the goalie, J.C. Felix. And I gotta ask, how is your first viewing of field hockey?
Oh, this has been an entertaining one.
Yeah,
Hard to beat the atmosphere. Nighttime, under the lights here at Catone. A chance to advance to the semifinals. Good crowd has turned out for this one. Wethersfield playing well, holding on to that 2-0 lead.
The Eagles do have a little bit of breathing room. They've got some insurance with them here. Up by 2, 9:20 to go in the 4th and final stanza of tonight's contest. Uh-oh. front. Not gonna happen. Looks like we're having a problem with the iPad here. A little technical difficulties. We'll be fine.
It's not showing up.
And so, 8:45. Of course, our athletic director comes in and lets us know for certain we are hosting on Saturday.
And that would be the boys soccer quarterfinal matchup.
I know I'm going to sound like a broken record advertising that game in the final 8.5 minutes of this game, but man, I cannot contain the excitement. Oh! East Lyme does not connect on that hit there. It looks like they were trying to clear the ball out. Taken by Bowers.
So one more home game for boys soccer and another road game tomorrow night for the girls soccer team. 5:30 quarterfinal matchup in stores against the Panthers of E.O. Smith. Field hockey here, holding a 2-0 advantage, looking to advance to the semifinals.
And, you know, even though I'm excited for that quarterfinal game for boys soccer, I gotta say I'm just as excited for a semifinal date. If this result holds, they'd play either number 3 Joel Barlow or number 11 Daniel Hand. Beautiful kick save made. Rebound. Here's a big chance for the Vikings. They take a shot. Cleared by a baseball swing by Emily Messina. Scramble in front of the net. Who's gonna keep it out? Are we gonna get a whistle here? It is clear! Oh my goodness! Eagles keep it out of the net. What an effort! A stoppage in time will take place. Suspended animation falls on the field hockey field. An injured player gets up. Oh my goodness! What a scramble and what a stop! Julia Peacock and company down in front of the net hold this as a scoreless game with 7:15 and counting left in the game. So with 7:15 T- left in the contest. Oh man, that's got to be the most exciting thing I think I've seen all night.
That was
save.
intense. That was a rugby scrum there in front of the net.
That looked like they were getting ready to start playing football right there. I mean, that was amped up.
Got to credit East Lyme coming out of that without giving up the third goal.
Definitely. And they've had some good saves. JC Felix out there. Ooh, taking it to the face, I think. It was Logan Lasella.
Of course, it would help if I got my head in the right half. I have to credit Wethersfield for keeping East Lyme off the scoreboard in that scrum.
Oh, definitely.
Nice if I focus on which end of the field we're going here.
Well, both teams had that same kind of moment, especially late in the second half. We saw that baseball slide stop by J.C. Felix. A beautiful save on that play.
That sequence down there was a great effort from the Wethersfield defense.
Oh, absolutely. There was
Julia Peacock.
nothing quite like it that I've seen tonight. So, certainly an exciting portion of tonight's game. And again, in the next 6 minutes, if this result holds, the Eagles will be playing either Tuesday or Wednesday, a neutral site semifinal, and a chance to come play on their home turf for the championship game, which would be almost as exciting as the Tampa Bay Kansas City Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. And I had that example pointed out to me by Jay McKenna, who's up here in the booth with us, a part of the athletic department representatives here this evening. 5:20 now to go in the fourth quarter. That'll be off the stick of Emma Anzadeh and out of bounds, and Coach Boudet rallying for the troops to just keep going down the field. Don't let them get the offensive opportunity. And that is exactly what Caroline Provost just did with Logan Lasella on the heels of the East Lyme defender, Wethersfield, to keep the ball by the sideline. Caroline Provost again will come up with it, and she'll take a hack at it, send it downfield. Sophie Adams trying to get there. Adams trailing the East Lyme defender goes out of play, and I think they're going to appeal that was off the stick of Sophie Adams with 4:38 to go in the contest here.
So the Eagles less than 5 minutes away from advancing to the semifinals after reaching the quarterfinal round in the 2019 tournament.
Well, of course, with Emily Messina controlling the ball, and now the turnover being set, we don't want to get our hopes up too high. A lot can happen in 4 minutes, and trust me, I've seen it happen in field hockey on this turf before. We can't start looking ahead too soon. We've definitely seen this happen. Eagles team almost happening here. East Lyme with a turnaround shot, and this could be a stoppage in play, and it will be. So that's going to be a stoppage with 3:56. And we'll take a knee here. East Lyme player down will get up, take a few steps. She'll be able, a little bit of a limp there. Not sure if she has the intent to continue playing onward. We are soon to find out. She will continue to play. And that's always a good sign. Very tough players here in field hockey. Almost as tough as the ice hockey counterparts.
Play will resume. 3:56 on the clock, fourth quarter. Wethersfield up 2-0.
And Abby Haney will be taking this face-off here, or Abigail Haney, number 4, who was hurt on that one, will come out of this game. She'll be subbed in by number 22, which is also not listed on the roster. A corner being awarded to East Lyme. But that is number 4, Sarah Healy, who started this game, who is coming off the field for a quick breather. Big opportunity for East Lyme on the corner. They send it into number 7. She takes a hack at it. Defensive stop by Wethersfield. Still trying to clear it out of the way. Another corner is appointed. With 3:15 to go in the fourth and final quarter, Eagles have got to fend off these last few attacks. We don't know where all this energy for East Lyme came from, but they are really bringing it late. Pushing in front with a chance. Now going coast to coast on the goal. That's number 1, Greta Schwartz, who's getting it after it. It'll be said that they cleared it, I believe. Cleared enough for East Lyme to take possession, but not get a corner. And it looks like Sophia Nauer will be coming into this contest from the sideline. That one played forward. And they'll rule it the other way. Now coming back, Molly Bowers. Bowers forwards it.
Wethersfield escapes unscathed after a series of corners there from East Lyme as they try to cut into this 2-0 deficit. Wethersfield on top, 2:13 and counting, fourth quarter.
Oh, big opportunity. Logan Lasella gets there. Breakaway chance. Oh, again, just 2 out in front. Number 4 for East Lyme to come back into it. That's Sarah Healy again. She'll be back in this game. Sophie Adams will come out for Sophia Nauer. The ball being played forward with 1:47 to go. The Eagles have got to fend off this late rally by the Vikings of East Lyme. If they can do that, they play the semifinals against an opponent to be determined. Here we go. The Wethersfield Eagles, all they got to do is clear. 1:25 to go. If they can run out the clock, I think that would be their go-ahead strategy. Go on and do it. Remember, if this result holds, Tuesday or Wednesday neutral site, Eagles take on either Joel Barlow or Daniel Hand. Saturday night, Notre Dame West Haven comes to Wethersfield. They'll take on the boys team. A new champion will be for certain crowned in Class L boys soccer. And tomorrow, 5:30, girls soccer playing their quarterfinal game against E.O. Smith on the road. 5:30 start time, 7 p.m. right here. football plays Middletown in their final home game. Everybody is having something in this, at least this stretch of about 5 days. This is going to be a packed week for athletics as we reach the final 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Up! Shoots! Oh, it is saved by East Lyme! Are you kidding? This is truly a battle of goalies!
That looked like a defender was able to step in front and clear that out after the initial charge by the keeper. Nicely done by East Lyme there, but time running out on the
8
Vikings.
seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. How do you like that? The Eagles win their final home game, and they're going to the semifinals. Eagles win. And the Eagles win. Your final score, Wethersfield 2 and East Lyme 0. Your Eagles advance to play on either Tuesday or Wednesday. They'll play the winner between Joel Barlow and Daniel Hand in the semifinals at a neutral site. Time and site to be announced. They also have an update from the Class L boys soccer tournament. Saturday night, the boys will host number 13, Notre Dame West Haven in the quarterfinals. Don't forget tomorrow night, boys football plays their very final home game of the season as they take on the Blue Dragons of Middletown with a 7 p.m. kickoff. And at 5:30 from E.O. Smith, the girls soccer team plays their quarterfinal matchup. We thank you for attending this evening's contest, and please drive home safely. Well, for myself, Jimmy Clark, the voice of the Eagles, for Dave Gustafson for so graciously helping out tonight, we thank you, the viewers, for watching. Tune in with us on Saturday right here, back from the high school, and stay with us for more tournament updates. Until then, we'll see each other again soon. Good night, everybody.